What up, Footy fans? Kharlton Belmar. Welcome to my life. All right, well, come on, y'all. This is home. You know, this is a really convenient spot. As y'all can see, city's right there in the background. So it was really convenient to make sure that I was close enough to the city, but not right in the middle of all the action, you know? But yeah, no, this apartment has everything that I would need to, one, when I was playing, make sure that I can get right, make sure that I can chill, have some time to myself, man, you know, like get in the pool, get in the gym, recovery, relaxation, just everything like that, you know? So come on through here. And through here, my favorite part of this apartment complex, and one of the biggest reasons why this was a no-brainer. I've never had an apartment like this in a gym before, or with the gym before. But this was a sanctuary during the season. Coming here, do my recovery. You know what I mean? Just got everything. Treadmill, Stairmaster, bench, squat racks, everything you could ever need. You know what I mean? Your little yoga room and Pelotons in here. Little yoga studio, Pelotons, everything. So had everything I needed to take care of my body, making sure I'm getting right. Everything I could ever ask for. So another big selling point about this gym was this outside turf space. Spent a lot of time doing sprints, sled pushes out here. Again, trying to keep myself in shape, trying to keep myself sharp for the season. And now, you know, now that I've hung up the boots, still a little nice little area to get some sprints and get some, stretch the legs a little bit, you know, stay active.
So what's some things you love about the city?
Man, Charlotte is a special place, man. I've lived all across the country and haven't found too many cities like it. You know, I think it's a great mixture of, you know, good people, good food, you know, good vibes, good energy. The city's pretty clean. You know, the surrounding areas are nice as well. Like, there's just a lot to do, a lot of things going on, and everything you need at this age to you know, enjoy life and relax.
After work, de-stressing, where are you going to in Charlotte? Some of your go-tos around here?
Oh, my go-tos, man. Probably straight back to the Y, hit the sauna. That's another big one. Yeah, so I got a pizza spot down the street that I love to hit. You know, $6 slices at Benny's. Shout out Benny's. Shout out Pisa as well. That's my other pizza spot. Untouchable Pizza. Greatest pizza spot in the city. Yeah, man, it usually just comes straight home, man. Love my home life. Love chilling, love vibing out at home, kicking the feet up and just staying put, you know? Yeah. So through here, we got the little pool. Obviously, it's not the season for it, but this is a nice little vibe in the summertime. Another thing about this apartment is for the adults, you know. Weren't too many pool parties out here. It's a nice little vibe and everything, man. Cabanas, fire pits, everything you could ask for. Come out here, chill in the summertime, vibe out. All right, so through here, we got a little common area this way. Coffee machine, some little board games over here. They got day offices as well. Podcast room. Little TV, little board games. What is that, Scrabble? I don't even know what that other one is. Little chill, little common area. Through here, more little day offices and stuff like that. People coming here and work and everything like that. Obviously, I don't. Straight through here. Another little chill. I've seen a couple of people hosting their little Bible studies and meetings right here. More seating, more vibes. It's all vibes in here. Coffee spot right here though. This right here is where I start my day. Good old trusty coffee machine. Come in here, get my hot chocolate with my Colombian coffee mix. I'm not really a big coffee guy, but in the morning, I like to at least dabble with a little Colombian mix into there. Spike my hot chocolate a little bit, get my day rolling, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. Everything you could ever ask for right here. The transition's been pretty smooth, to be honest. You know, retirement was something that was on my mind for a little while. So I was already, you know, planning for it during the year and just trying to explore different options and making sure that, you know, when the time came that I was ready for it. So, you know, that was definitely something that I had been plotting on for a while. And lucky enough, you know, through connections, was able to get a job secured right at the end of the season and walked into, you know, a sales and marketing job, you know, the week after the season ended. So, you know, the transition to that it's been interesting, man. It's funny after, you know, living the lifestyle that we've lived, playing footy and traveling and kind of having a lot of time to yourself during the day or during the week and transitioning into something where, you know, I have responsibilities from 9 to 5 o'clock. So it's been good. It's been interesting. It's been a different pace and opportunity just to see what the other side has been like, man. I'm enjoying it so far. So, you know, I'm excited for what the future holds in that regard and just kind of being in a different spot, watching the game from a different perspective at this point. So, yeah.
Last thing, what's Black History Month mean to you as a Black athlete yourself?
You know, Black History Month I think is really important. At the end of the day, it means a lot to me just from the standpoint of especially being in a sport that, you know, Black people aren't normalized, especially in America. You know, we're not, when people hear soccer, you don't think of your little Black boys and girls in the US, and it's been important for me to, you know, obviously continue to kind of try and be a role model to the younger generation of African Americans in this country, just trying to show them that, you know, we can pave a way in this game, and I think that's really important, along with, you know, all of the successful African American athletes that have come before me, that are way far more successful than me. But, you know, I think especially being in this game and this culture, I think it's very important that, you know, we continue to impose ourselves and be a prominent voice and role models at the end of the day for those to come behind us. So yeah, I mean, you know, Black History Month, you can't even say enough about it. It is so important that, you know, we continue to, you know, let our voices be heard and continue to have an impact in our communities and continue to just, again, be role models for the next generation.
Recently announced your retirement. Talk to us about your journey, how you got here, your illustrious career. Give us some of your highlights and what motivated you to play and become a professional athlete.
How I got here, man. Long journey, like you said, man. You know, DMV kid from Southern Virginia Beach, to be specific, 757, you know what I mean? You know, grew up playing Rush Academy, Was fortunate enough to get recruited to go to college. Played 4 years at VCU. 4 great years. I think that's what really, helped me make the jump from, boy to man, and prepare me for, what the pro game was really going to be like. So that was the early days were pretty difficult there, and that was a great learning opportunity and learning curve. Playing college ball is why I always recommend it to any of the young guys that ask me about it. But yeah, man, from there, got drafted to Portland Timbers. I think it was the 34th pick of that 2015 MLS draft. Yeah, and then that was an amazing feeling, man. That was truly amazing. That was a culmination of all the hard work, the dedication, the sacrifices that not only my family made, but I made. My friends and family supported me, throughout my youth career and through college, and to have that finally happen and to experience that was tremendous. But yeah, man, that was an amazing start to it. Got to head out to Portland, which had a very stacked team at the time. A lot of really good players. Portland was coming off of a pretty good year, and had connections there through my college coach, who had coached under the head coach at the time, who was Caleb Porter. So that was an in there. And yeah, man, from there, just everything just kind of kicked off. Had a really good rookie season. I think I scored 15 goals in all competitions. Won USL Rookie of the Year, and kind of really took off from there. Played one more year in Portland. Bounced out over to Sporting Kansas City the next year to play with Swope. And signed my first MLS contract when I was there, halfway through the season, which was, another culmination of all the hard work and dedication. Again, that was always the main goal. Heard a lot of feedback early on in the college and pro days about, whether or not I was going to be able to go pro and play MLS, and to kind of, put the doubters to shame there was pretty good, man. Felt really good. So yeah, from there, went from Kansas City, went to Nashville for their last year of USL. Went to Sacramento for 2 years after that. Bounced over to Colorado Switchbacks after that, man, and back home to Richmond Kickers, to what I thought was going to be the conclusion of my career, and then ended up playing one more year here in Charlotte to wrap it up, man, and probably the best year yet in retrospect. So,
what motivated you to end up playing for 10 years? What motivated you to last as long? Most athletes play only 4 to 5 years. Man, I will honestly never forget this conversation. It was probably the middle of the season in 2017, and I was sitting in the locker room with Graham Zusi and Matt Beasler, and just kind of listening to them talk. And there's a couple of us other young guys in there after training, and we were all just chatting. And Matt Beasler had said, at this point, I've already played 10 years, and I'm just playing with house money now. And that stuck with me for a while, and kind of even drove that same goal into me, and made me think to myself, man, that's a good goal to aim for, and something to shoot for, and then it's stuck with me since then. So that was something that left a lasting impression on me. Obviously, those guys are legends. They've been in the game for a very long time, played in World Cups, and took every tidbit and lesson that they offered. And that was one of them. So yeah. Lastly, talk about some of the lowest lows, how you persevered through it, and some of the highest moments in your career.
Lowest lows, man. There's been some dark times in there. Lowest lows. I'm trying to think of one. I think probably my first low moment in this whole thing was probably leaving Portland. Getting released from Portland was really tough. just because I worked so hard and fell in love with the culture of the club and living in Portland, and the lifestyle was amazing, and almost feeling, somewhat hard done by and not getting the MLS contract. But, looking back on it, I wasn't ready and I still needed some more time to develop. So, but at the time that one definitely hurt. That one hurt a lot, and having to pick myself back up and go to Kansas City and bounce back. And really what ended up kicking my career off was making that move to Kansas City and taking that leap of faith and trusting my agent and trusting my support system to make that move, and it really worked off and paid dividends. So yeah, that was a tough moment, but definitely bounced back from that and then turned it into a high. So yeah, and then highs. I think that same year, man. I think signing that MLS contract after, like I said, a lot of really tough days in there, man. A lot of days where you didn't want to go out and train. Body was aching, things going on off the field, doubts, falling short of expectations and really continuing to keep pushing. Was tough, man. It was tough. So to finally be rewarded with that contract, I mean, I remember getting called into the head coach's office, and him giving me the news of me signing was an amazing feeling. Went back into the locker room, shed a tear or two, called my mom to tell her, which was an awesome feeling, and getting to share that moment with her was amazing. And that was definitely a really high point in my career. So yeah, man, probably the highest of the high right there.
Last thing, leave a message for the youth, the next generation. What's something they can learn from you and your journey?
Man, there's so much advice, I think, and I've even struggled to find out which is most important. But if there's two things that I can really think of, it's one, making sure that you enjoy it, enjoying the process of, not everything is going to be done on your time. Being able to be humble and willing to grind and work in those dark times and working those low points is really key, as well as, not forgetting where you came from at the end of the day. Like, it's a long road, and it can eat some people alive mentally, emotionally, physically as well. So, trying to stay as grounded as possible, as humble as possible in the journey is really important, and something I didn't even really grasp until the whole thing was almost over. And what really made stepping away from the game really peaceful for me as well was coming to that conclusion of being appreciative of the journey and how far I've come to get to the point where, I played 10 years and I was really happy with the career that I had. So yeah, I mean, if there's definitely anything, is definitely trust the process and stay grounded, stay humble, enjoy it for what it was, because it does fly by at the end of it. You know what I mean? Preseason to playoffs happens really quick. And the next thing you know, you're on year 5, year 10 in a blink of an eye. So, those are some things that really stuck with me through the process.
Oh, appreciate your time. Yes, sir.
Heard that.